again, I am Chaotic Shmoo, and I'm here to continue your education on Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 Edition. This week's tutorial is the second part of teaching you about equipment. Last week you learned about coins and weapons. This week you will learn about armor, shields, and traveling gear. Let's get started. We're going to go back here to the book. We're going to scroll down more, or flip pages, whichever you're using, to 123. Armor and Shields, table 7-6. We're going to get him his armor, protect him. Okay, so we're limited on gold now, right? So we look at this, table 7-6. It's got some pretty pricey items in here. I mean, full plate is whole 1,500 gold pieces. Unless you're playing some really nice, generous Game Master's game, you're never going to start with this much gold. You're never going to start with a full plate. You got to work your way up to it. They're just too expensive. Unless something in your background allows you to have it and your Game Master approves it, you're never going to have it. And starting off, level 1. Just, no. Just that cost is way too much. So, let's go through this real fast. So we have 3 different types of armor. We have your light, your medium, and your heavy. That sounds familiar. That could be because your carrying capacity is light, medium, and heavy also. And if you notice, we have the speed column, 20 speed, 30 speed. The heavier it gets, the harder it is to move in it. Now that doesn't go against your... The only thing that goes against your carrying capacity is the actual weight. The reason why the speed is there is because it's harder to move in clunkier, heavier armor. The more steel plates you're strapping onto yourself, the harder it is going to be move. So, depending on what you're going to pick here, depends on what your movement speed is going to be, how much weight you're actually carrying too. I mean, let's look at this full plate again. 50 pounds, even the half plate, 50 pounds. Logan can only carry 76 pounds before he starts going into the medium penalties. He's already at 54 pounds if he was to take heavy plate and his longsword. That's not including if he took a shield, another 5 to 45 pounds. And all of his extra gear. So we got to be careful as to what we get, because you can only carry a certain amount of stuff, along with how much gold you have. Well, we only got 95 gold. Well, so we're gonna look at this as a level 1 character with only 95 gold. What would he start with? Well, normally, if I had more than 95 gold, I tend to start with a chain shirt. Now we're going to use this for an example of going through how this all works with armor class and armor. Chain shirt is, well, small links together to make the shirt. Let's scroll down here a little bit more, some pictures of what they are. Chain shirt here is just that, you know, a chain shirt. There you go, nice little example. Chain mail, more protection. Gives you actually the greaves and the gauntlets and the leggings and all that kind of stuff. You know, so different types, different armors give you different protections. With that, chain shirt, 100 gold. Pricier, yes, but if we look at what it gives us, our speed does not move. It stays the same. It's light enough to where it's not hindering our movements. Our shield bonus, armor and shield bonus, is a +4. Well, that +4 is part of our armor class. We put that right here in the armor section. That adds to our armor class. The 10, which is the base, everybody has 10, plus our armor class, plus our dexterity, plus a shield we're wearing, plus any kind of normal size buffers. Small creatures tend to get a +1 against anything larger than itself. Medium goes +1. Anything in every size increment up, the armor class size bonus increases also. Some creatures have natural armor. And then there's miscellaneous armor, such as if you have magical equipment that gives you more bonus. Well, this lovely little +4 here would increase our armor class to a minimum of 14. The heavy plate, minimum of 18. But now we have to look at the next column here because it matters. Maximum dexterity bonus. This pretty much shows you how flexible you are while wearing the armor. Padded armor. Let's see here. I don't even think padded armor right here. It's cloth, it's padded cloth kind of stuff, stuffed with cotton and stuff. Not that much protection. Hence the armor bonus is a 1. But the max dexterity bonus, because it allows you to move around freely, is a +8. Now the max dexterity bonus doesn't mean you get that +8. It means that the maximum bonus you can get is up to 8. So if I had a +9 dexterity bonus, I would only be able to put 8 instead of this 2. So because I have a +2, I don't have to worry about that. I can put all the light armors, I will always get that +2. Making my minimum armor class bonus for the basics a 16. Now, that's a nice perk, but however, I get the +1 for the armor bonus, +2 for leather, +3 for studded leather. Get the most out of the chain shirt. Well, unfortunately, we can't afford the chain shirt. So, let's see what we can actually get here. We could go with scale mail. We'll still get our +4 for armor class, for the armor bonus. And we'll still get our +2 for the dexterity, because it's a +3, so we're still within the limits. And it's only 50 gold, leaving us 45 gold left over for anything miscellaneous, shield, and gear. Not that bad. However, we have an armor check penalty of -4. That -4 goes against skills. Skills such as climb, swim, jump, physical skills. Skills that relate to the strength modifier, your strength attribute. So we're not going to be able to jump, we're not going to be able to swim, we're not going to be able to climb all that well. It's going to hinder us. Whereas if we took the studded leather, it would have been -1. But for Logan, I'm not too worried about jumping, swimming, and all that kind of stuff. Not worried about his skills all that much. He doesn't rely on them that much. So we're going to go with the scale mail. We'll give Logan some scale mail. That should be a nice little added feature here. So we're going to scroll down here in the character sheet again to armor and protective item. And we're just going to type in, if I can spell right, scale mail. I think that's appropriate. Type is medium. Armor class bonus, which is that armor shield bonus, is a +4. Whoops, that's an equal sign. Check penalty is a -4. Max dexterity, +3. We're still within range because we have the +2. Special properties is the same thing as that longsword. If you have any magical items into it, it's special features of the weapon, you put them there. We don't have any, so we don't care. Weight is 30 pounds. Spell failure? Who cares? We're not arcane users. Spell failure is all magic based. Wizards, sorcerers, arcane magic users, if they wear armor, they suffer a chance of their spells not going off because they have clunky armor on, which is preventing them from being able to do their hand movements properly and all that kind of stuff. So there's a chance that their spell will fail depending on the armor they have. So we're not going to worry about that though, because we don't use magic. And then speed. Now, speed is based off of, you know, what you're wearing, so it's a 20. Now that 20, I want to see something. It doesn't. Changes our speed to 20 because we're now using medium armor. So we're slightly slower, but we're more tanky. We got a 16 AC, 11 health. It works more. We still do a good amount of damage. So it works. Well, so now we got our armor, we got our sword. Let's get a shield. Now we only have 45 gold. So if we look here, we have shields. We have different types of shields and they cost, you know, all different prices. I say, I mean, we got armor check penalties no matter what. And we got +1s. I say, for the sake of it, saving us some weight, because we're at 34 pounds right now out of the 76, let's just go with a light wooden shield. 3 gold gives us that extra bonus in our armor class, and we do suffer 1 armor check penalty for only 5 pounds. Not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, we could go tower shield, which a tower shield is as tall as the person wielding it is, and you get the extra bonus. You also get cover. It gets really complicated, but they are amazing if you can use them right. But look at the check penalty, -10. You're not doing anything with that, except for hiding behind it when you're defending. You know, so we'll go with a light wooden shield. That should work. I'm actually just gonna copy and paste it in there. It's a shield. The armor bonus is that +1. The check penalty is at -1. The max dexterity is not relevant. Doesn't affect it, so we'll leave that blank. Special properties, again, leave that blank. The weight. Whoa, mouse is going haywire. Mouse is still going haywire. Excuse me. The weight is 5 pounds. So we'll put the weight here. 5 pounds, just like all the previous stuff. Spell failure again, we would add 5% if we were using magic. And speed doesn't matter. It's light enough to where it doesn't affect it. It's only 1 pound more than a longsword. So we have that. Now if we look over here, Mythweaver's already updated for us. Our armor class, when we're using your shield, is a 17 now. Level 1, that's not bad at all. That's really good, actually. They now have to roll a 17 or higher to hit us when they attack us. I think we're pretty good for right now for level 1. So now that we got our weapons, our protection, and armor and shields, we need a couple other things for traveling. You know, you can become an adventurer with your armor and your shield and your sword, but if you don't have your traveling gear, you're not going to get very far. You know, you could hunt, you could sleep out on the stars on the ground, but you might suffer penalties for sleeping on a hard ground without any proper, you know, camping gear, traveling gear. And that can affect it. Again, that's all DM rulings, you know, all your game master's rulings. We are going to scroll down here again to page 128, and we have table 7-8, goods and services. Very, very handy, helpful section. Now I recommend one thing I totally just forgot. Our currency. How much did that armor cost? It was 50 gold for the armor and 3 gold for the shield. Well, that's 53 minus the... Or I'm sorry, 95 minus the 53. Which gives us 42 gold left over. I'm going to enter that in here. Make sure we keep it up to date so we don't forget how much we spent. And then we're going to scroll down, back down to the table 7-8 here. Now, I recommend just going through this. Get whatever you feel like you want to get. The descriptions are before and after the table in alphabetical order. You got pictures of what things are if you don't know what it is and you still can't figure out the description. Lots of different pictures showing what some of the things are. It really just applies to how you want to play and what you want to carry around. But remember, you do have your carrying capacity limit. So, for what I recommend, one thing that's very important is a backpack. Definitely gonna want some kind of bag. Backpack. Well, backpacks work. So on the character sheet, under other possessions, we're gonna put backpack, pounds, 2. Now, somewhere down here on the other possessions, I'm not gonna fill it up all the way down here. I'm just gonna put 2 gold pieces. Actually, even better, you can just put in parentheses 2 gold pieces. Gee, if your game master ever tries to go, how did you get all this stuff? You know, that doesn't seem like it adds up. You can already have it set up, and you're watching your own back on what things cost and everything like that to be able to, well, to know without having to look it up in the book again. So we got gold piece, 2 gold piece for a backpack, weighs 2 pounds. Notice at the bottom here, total weight. Well, there's one thing I'm going to do here real fast. I'm going to cut this out, paste it here, delete that, and paste this here. These 3 slots, we're going to put long sword, which was 4 pounds, scale mail, which was, 30 pounds, and a shield of light wood, what, that's not even actually properly, 5. You can label it however you want as long as the point gets across of what it is clearly. We have 41 pounds out of the 76. Now this isn't saying I have 2 longswords, I have 2 scale mail. It's just saying this is the stuff I have equipped, and this is my total everything. So if I have double up, it's not actually 2 of them. It's just, this is what's equipped, this is the details of that item, this is the general my possessions. You don't have to do it that way. You can leave it separately if you want, but it's a nice little feature to be able to give you the total weight, so you know you don't go over your weight capacity. So we have a backpack. Well, we might want some kind of torch, lantern, something like that, as humans can't see in the dark. Some races can. Low light vision, dark vision allows them to see in the dark. I'll get more into that when I go into the 2 race tutorial. Going through each race individually so you know more than just a human, since that's the only one we're focusing on right now. They can't see in the dark. So we're going to want some kind of lantern or torch. Well, lanterns cost a little bit more. 7 to 12 gold pieces. You can get a lamp, a common lamp, 1 silver, but that's like a candle on a little metal stick kind of thing, platform, which can easily blow out. We don't want that. We're going to come over here and we're going to get a torch. 1 copper piece. Let's just type torch, 1 CP. And it weighs 1 pound. There we go. So now I have a torch. And 9 bunch of silver and copper now. 9 silver and 9 copper. If I'm doing the math right, like I said, I can get a bit hazy. So we'll go. Actually, this will be 39. I'm going to keep it up to date right now, and that would be, so we have 9 silver, 10 silver, dropping 1 down. So it would be 9 silver because we want to convert 1 of those silver pieces into 10 copper, and then 9 copper because we just bought that torch for 1 copper. Hey, I can, like I said, get a little, trickle down. If you're not good with math, it can get very tricky. But good practice when playing the game. So we have a torch so we can see at night if we want to. Now here's the thing. If we're carrying that torch, we can't carry the shield. So we lose that armor class bonus if we need to fight with a torch out and a shield out. Or and a sword out. Something to think about. Now, what next do we want? Well, let's get a bedroll. Bedroll helps us sleep at night out in the wilderness. Kind of helpful. They do have tents you could get if you wanted. There's 1 silver piece. Bedroll is 5 pounds. And scroll back down here, and we're going to subtract 1 silver piece. Oops, that's not right. 8 silver pieces. I'm thinking subtracting 1. Save it again. So now we have something to sleep on. We have a torch. Just go through here and get all different kinds of stuff. One last thing. I'm going to let you do that. I'm going to go through one last thing on here, and then we're going to wrap this up with slaying that pesky goblin. And that is the trail ration. Trail rations, I find, are very helpful. 1 ration per day, 5 silvers per ration, 1 pound. We're just going to get 3 of them for 1 gold piece and 5 silver. They greatly help for traveling, so you don't have to worry about if you need to hunt, run out of food, any of that kind of stuff. We know we have enough for 3 days now. We're good. So we have 3 days of traveling. If your campaign starts off and your place you need to get to is more than 3 days, then just talk with the game master and say, I want to stop at the shop real fast and buy this stuff right here, or however your game master is going to run it. Sometimes it's, oh, you're in this town, get what you need. You know, you don't have to verify it with me, just get it off the table 7-8. It depends on your game master. But there we go. Now let's scroll back down here and see what crap this go with 8 and 3. And that's the basics. I mean, there's a couple other things you can get in here to help you out, but like I said, we'll let you go through that yourself. So now that we know our speed, we know our carrying capacity, and we have our equipment, let's slay that pesky dwarf or goblin. What do I fight? Dwarf? Slay that pesky goblin. Let's come back over here to roll 20. Now we only have a movement speed of 20, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna charge. We're gonna rush in. Now charging, I'll give you a little combat situation here. Little teaser for when I do the combat tutorial. Charging, if we charge in, we get a +2 to our attack, to the attack bonus, and -2 to our armor class. Well, for the sake of this tutorial, we're just going to say automatically hit. We'll still roll to go through it, but there's one last thing I almost forgot about that I got to add. That last feat, the weapon focus. We're going to have the weapon focus feat on longsword. This gives us +1 to our attack to see if we hit. It's right here, weapon focus. Grants +1 to all attack rolls you make using the selected weapon. Well, we picked longsword. So, Logan's, total attack bonus here is actually a 5. So if we swing to hit at him, because we just charged in, that rush actually gives us a +2 more onto that 5, giving us 7. And we roll to hit. Let's see what we get. A 14. That's, yeah, as a game master myself, that is a definite hit with a 21 on the dot, a 21 total to see if we hit that pesky goblin. Well, let's pull out that D8 +3. Not 8, 3. And let's do that damage. For a total of 6 damage. Now I'm going to say that pesky goblin had 8 damage. Well, he's dead. That's poison. He's dead. Logan just slayed his first monster. Let's congratulate him. So that wraps up the second part of the equipment guide of armor, shields, and traveling gear. Remember, armor, you have your armor bonus, which ties in with your armor class, the max dexterity bonus, which again applies for your armor class, your shield bonus, your speeds, whether they're reduced or they are not affected, depending on your 3 different types of armor, the light, heavy, and the medium. Then you have your shields again, which can and cannot play a role in your check penalties, in your speeds, and all that kind of stuff, depending on the size of the shield. And then finally, we wrapped it up with your character's traveling gear. Very important. Make sure you have food, make sure you have a place to sleep, you have bags to carry stuff in, all that kind of stuff. Again, it matters with your game master and how they run it and their systems and settings. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate all the views and subscriptions. Like this video, share it with your friends so they can learn with you. And again, thank you for watching. I'm Chaotic Shmoo, and I will see you next time.